Hi, everybody. I'm Jean DeShazer-Ellsworth, and I I'm excited to be in this class. I've wanted to take it for quite a while. Um, I am married. I live in Colorado, but was raised in Santa Monica, California. I was married earlier to someone who died of leukemia. And then about 6.5 years ago, I met the brother of my best friend and we got married. And he moved to Colorado from Arizona, Gilbert, Arizona, which you guys were mentioning earlier in the chat. I hope to learn more about the process of um, children's books. I have a lot of favorites. If you can look over here, I'm a book person. This is my library, which I feel like super blessed to have. And I was a homeschool mom and found a lot of books I loved there too. So anyway, I'm hoping that what I can do with this book is maybe write some children's books because they're my favorite. Okay. I wanted to talk about my top 10, and this is very hard for me because I absolutely have so many favorites, but maybe some that you've never heard of. And so I'm hoping that will, qualify. This one, Badger's Parting Gifts, is a really wonderful book by Susan Varley, and it tells the story of an old badger, in out in the uh, country, who realizes that he's getting close to dying, and so all the things that he gives to the people that are his friends. This one, I know there's a theme here. I really love British literature, and that is my favorite. Um, Diary of a Church Mouse is one of the most hilarious books I've ever read. There's a guy, his name is Graham Oakley. Well, he's dead now, but this is the diary. This church mouse writes a diary as if everybody knows that the mice are there and that they have a specific job. They're important to the church. And it's so funny because, the things that he says are hilarious. This one is kind of unusual because when I was homeschooling my kids and they saw them, they were way too young for The Hunchback of Notre Dame. So I found this wonderful book by DK Publishing, and it's Eyewitness Classics, and they tell the story of The Hunchback of Notre Dame in there. And I have to tell you, my children were crying at the end, and they were just like 5 and 6 years old. It was well written. This is, again, one of my very favorites, The Wind in the Willows. This is so fun to read because there's so much humor in it. That's one of the things I love about children's books in Great Britain is that there's something entertaining for the parent when they're reading the story, and so you can really get into it. I love all the Mary Poppins books. I read them when I was a little girl with flashlight under the covers because I was supposed to be asleep. That was normal for me. One of the really great experiences of my life was to read Little Men. Little Women just didn't strike a chord with me, but Little Men did. And I loved the fact that she was a teacher in the story and she taught her own children plus cousins and little boys that needed extra help. I have 6 boys, 2 girls. Anyway, I love it. I've read it a half dozen times and it's the best. And I wish someone would make a good movie. And this one, Bridge to Terabithia, I really like sad books, but Catherine Patterson writes wonderful books that make you think, make you feel, just really have an impact on me when I read them. This one I read when we were studying ancient Egypt called The Golden Goblet. I read this to my children. This is another one that at the end you cry, but it's crying for happy because it has a really great ending. But it makes you feel like you're really in ancient Egypt, but you feel life through the through the heart of this little orphan boy. He's wonderful. I liked all the Marguerite Henry books about horses, and I loved horses. I think I've gone over 10 now. I'm sorry. I love A Children's Garden of Verses by Robert Louis Stevenson, but I also love uh, Treasure Island. But I used to swing and say his poem uh, about swinging when I was a little girl. And this is one of my favorite American stories, Rip Van Winkle. Secret Garden, first book I read over and over again. I knew right where it was in both my school library and our public library because I read it so many times. And then finally, The World of Pooh. I love these stories because they are funny and they are sweet. And I love listening to, there's a recording that was done many years ago. I wish I could remember the name right now. The man's name is Peter, but I don't remember his last name. He did such a great job. And my kids used to love to listen to those in the car when we were running errands. Anyway, that is just a selection of some of the books I really like, and I like a lot more. Oh, I don't have this one with me, but Good Night, Mr. Tom. The story of a little abused boy who, during World War II, who gets shipped out of London out into the country to live with a grumpy old man, and the wonderful relationship they form as he becomes more of a father to him than anyone he's ever known. That is a beautiful story. I highly recommend that for anybody over the age of 10, and certainly for adults. Anyway, I'm looking forward to this class. I can't wait to learn about more books maybe that I haven't heard of and discover more. I'm always finding new books that I love. Anyway, thank you, and it's been fun talking to you. Bye-bye.